How does she know when we're starting
She's
to record?
barking. She's tough, Mama. She's tough,
And
girl.
she wants to be part of the show
She
because
wants to.
she knows we
Nope,
talk about
she's
her
still
every week.
barking.
I don't even
Yes,
know.
Stella, it is a truck driving by.
Okay, I was thinking of something for
She's
the
in the
podcast.
show. It's official.
There, she's in the show. We don't have to talk about her anymore. I'm not even going to acknowledge her.
No.
So I was thinking about something. It doesn't make for good podcast content, so that's why I wanted to just tell you now. But I was thinking one of the things I notice when we're reading these romance novels is they always talk about how the characters smell. And like their specific scents that they attribute to the guy.
Are you trying to tell me I stink?
No,
Like,
no, actually,
minute.
quite the opposite. I think you smell very good. You always have.
Thanks.
You've always been very good with good colognes. I still miss Liz Claiborne Sport from the 90s.
That was right after Tommy.
Yeah, and Curve. It was all.
And
all
Polo,
that.
the blue Polo was another one that was.
But like I would in my brain I was like, oh, we could like try out different scents and see what we like, but that doesn't really make for good content. But I think it'd be fun to go on a date where you and I do that and figure out what we like, because there's always in these books like specific scents that they attribute to the characters, like sage or pine or whatever for the guys, and like there's a lot of like fruity smells and things for the girls, or like lemon, and you know, I don't know.
Okay. But as a man, I like to smell fresh, so why can't I smell like lemon?
That's fine. You can smell however you want. I just was thinking that'd be a fun date, is to like go.
So you're saying like a podcast would not be good? Like,
I don't think so.
Well,
no, that's why I thought about bringing it up, but I was like, it's not really good for a podcast. But it might be a fun date. So then we could say, when we do attribute smells to our characters, we can be like, we did our research. This is what we came up with. Go smell these for yourselves.
But then do we need to do the other senses too, like go eat foods? And
I'm all about anything. Date nights forever for all the 5 senses for our characters. That feels
good. Touch things, you know what I'm saying?
Within reason.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. I'll take that as an okay.
Welcome.
Welcome
to our next chapter, episode 4.
Episode 4, we're here. And after the last episode, we did get some good feedback.
Well, first, I'm Andrea.
Oh, thank you for pulling me back. I keep forgetting. I'm Matt.
He's too excited to get to what he wants to tell you right now.
That's true.
Thank y'all for listening.
This podcast is all about us talking about our life and love and writing a romance novel along the way. So I'm glad you're here with us. Very exciting.
Thank
you. And a lot of you are here with us. We've been getting a lot of feedback.
Yes, thank you.
A lot
for listening.
Cheers and jeers. I'm going to go ahead and say jeers because I got bullied a little bit.
Thank you to everyone who persuaded Matt after the last episode to watch The Notebook. He's not watched it yet.
Wait. Who nagged me.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
But that just makes my spite dig my heels in deeper.
Well, that backfired on me.
I'll never be with, except Rachel McAdams, pretty hot.
That's what I'm saying.
Just Google it.
No, it's so worth it. It's such a good movie. But yes, please continue that. Thank y'all for listening and for your suggestions. We did get one. Do I want to call it a great suggestion?
Well, I think it's kind of fun to share user submissions on these things. So, you know, if you want to get your stuff on the podcast, send us an email because we got a pretty good one.
And I'm only entertaining this because he started off by bullying / persuading you to watch The Notebook.
That's true.
So.
That's true. But this person, let's just call him JK from the Bay. I don't know if that's right.
That's pretty good.
We'll call it. Had an idea of us to do a fake advertisement.
Which, if anyone really wants to sponsor us, we will be happy to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, the website that we now have and hosting and everything, it's adding up, you know. It's good. But all that to say, he wrote us a fake ad
that we will now perform.
That we're now going to perform.
Okay. Speaking of our male lead losing his ability to speak, that's a good segue into this week's sponsor, The Unspoken Word, a foundation helping mimes find their voice.
Such a good cause. And I actually had the opportunity to interview a mime recently.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
Well, to quote him directly,
I'm speechless.
And so was he. I guess it's true what they say. Great mimes speak alike.
Well, on that note, we should get back to it. Thank you.
Scene.
Thank you, JK from the Bay.
So there we go. There's the first ad we've ever had for
The Unspoken
Word, a foundation helping mimes find their voice.
Thank you for that. So yes, please send in your submissions. We have a website now.
We do.
www.ournextchapterpodcast.com.
Yes. And I think the main thing there is to go sign up on that very homepage. There's a place to sign up for our little newsletter. I say newsletter like we're going to be sending stuff out. We're not really going to be sending a lot of things out. Eventually, there will be some special content up there for our newsletter people. Extra episodes. We even talk about doing a video episode of the podcast just to check it out.
Tell us what you want to see with bonus content.
Anyway, all our first ad sponsor out of the way. There were a couple things we want to talk about today. I know we wanted to talk about our son's show.
A special event in our family, yes.
We also have a game to play later. We're going to be talking about some
book culture
stuff,
events happening.
And I think we're going to try our best to land on a career.
Yes,
for our heroine,
female lead. Yes, our heroine. We're gonna come up with a career for her today.
It's all on the table today.
Some traits that we've been thinking about for her, and we're gonna discuss through some of our favorites. And really, our goal is to land on something so that we can keep moving with our story.
Yeah, but first, we thought it would be important to share about Jack's show.
Yes, our son Jackson, who's 17, he's in a fine arts school for theater, which I don't know how much we've shared about ourselves. It's especially special to us because you and I met in 10th grade theater in high school, been together since April of our sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And so to now have our own kids involved in theater and him being at this art school is really special, very full circle. And he did something really special this week. Tell me about it.
He put together, he directed, but it's bigger than just directing. He produced, he did everything and created a show that went up this week. He did everything from finding the show through casting, through all the directing, props, all the technical lights, music.
Sound. Oh, he picked sound. He listened to these jazz albums and found this bass player Ray Brown that he really liked, and we went to a record store and he found vinyl and just perfect music.
He may have ripped it to use for the show, and
but it was Death by Chocolate was the show.
It was a murder mystery style farce, pretty much set in the office of a health club, probably back
health resort.
Probably, what do you think the date on it?
50s,
50s, 60s, somewhere out in there. And all the murder and hilarity that ensues around that. Quick talking characters,
quippy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, when we put it in the lens of the show, it really made me think about the first times I was doing that kind of stuff, both for my career and personally. You step out of the working piece of it as an actor and you start to think, it's hard to open your mind up to, well, I also need to print programs, and I also need to think about the lights, and I also need to find the music. Normally you're just the actor in the show for the most part, and you just kind of go along with it. But when you have to think about the whole thing and then also manage the team, I think that's a whole other skill.
That was really special to me. He co-directed it with a couple friends of his, and just really seeing him take the lead on this from, like you said, them finding a play and picking what sides they were going to use for casting, and then creating a rehearsal schedule and leading that. It's been so fun for me to see what type of a leader he is and how he's kind of adjusted that as he's gone along. And it was fun seeing the culture that he created with the cast. Like afterwards, when they did the curtain call and they're all taking their bows, and so they're shouting him out. He was at the back for tech, and they're shouting his name, and it's just like you can see like the camaraderie that he's created. And just a happy cast, and that just makes it so fun, because we've been involved in shows where everyone was miserable and just ready for it to be over, or just not really getting along, not having a good team spirit, but you could just absolutely see that with them, that they were all enjoying it, they were having fun, they get along well, and so it was just cool to see the culture he's created.
It was perfect timing for me, because it reminded me of what it's like to put your special fingerprints on something. There were 3 or 4 points in the show where I could tell, and you could tell because we know him so well, oh, he added that tableau, or he added this break, or he added this line read. And, when it comes to this genre, like we keep talking about and we keep reading about, there's a lot of, staples. And so how do we put our fingerprints on a book? that makes it a little more uniquely us, but also something we're proud of, and we can,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. I feel like it was fun too when you were watching it and you knew specifically what dialogue in the show
oh
is what
man,
drew him to it. You were like, the banter
yep,
between these two characters, and then sure enough, when we talked to him about it that night, that's exactly what he said, and so it was just fun. Like,
yeah. I mean, we all see ourselves in our characters,
yeah,
which is
absolutely.
part of like what today we're talking about character traits. Later, we have a little game, and then we're going to talk about jobs and things because those things define the characters. And for us, I feel like we kind of need to start in this character place because if we don't love the characters, if we're not, you know, emotionally in tune with them and what they do and that sort of thing, then I don't think it's going to come across as
Authentic.
authentic and
Yeah.
personable.
I think it'll be harder to write. And I think too, I just thank you guys too as you've come along on this journey with us because like we said, this is our first time to write a romance novel, to, you know, host a podcast and to be talking about this process. There's so much that we're learning along the way.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that we've been doing is just a ton of research around this process and really trying to find out the process that other authors use. What do they go through? And so book culture, book talk, bookstagram, you know, all the things is a really huge part of just like the literary world. And so it's something that Matt and I are trying to be more intentional about attending events. We've gone to several in the past year, which is part of what kind of created and got us going, got us to this, you know, point. But like one of the things that's a big event that's coming up, and we're not being paid to sponsor it, although again, if they would like to, we will be happy. We'll happy to cash your check.
We'll go up and cover it.
Yes, we'd love to go cover it. But one of the cool things is for us writing a romance novel, there's something called RomanceCon coming up in September, and it's up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You say Milwaukee?
I did.
You know, it's actually Milwaukee. It's
Oh,
Algonquin for the good land.
is that like a fun fact provided by Wikipedia or like?
No, that's a Wayne's World quote from Alice Cooper.
This makes me think of like when we first started dating, and like I just laughed all the time.
I resent this story. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me preface and say I already resent because I know exactly.
Let me preface and say I do find you very funny still. But when we first started dating, I was just cracking up all the time at all these funny little things you would say. And then one night we watched Wayne's World, and that was like half of your personality.
Okay, come on.
And like I was like, I had no idea how much of things you just said on the regular came from that movie or other things we would watch, and I would realize how much of what you said was references. Still funny, you still found appropriate times, you still make me laugh every day. But thank you for the insights on Milwaukee.
That felt like a neg is what it felt like.
Not like
you're not funny, but you're. Yeah,
I think you're very funny. I just found out later that a lot of
say about it.
Okay, Stella. A lot of your references came from movies, but
you know, Andrea, I'm from an age before internet where all we had were movie references.
You created meme culture, essentially.
You know,
yes,
that's all we could do was shout movie quotes at each other.
We have you to thank for that. Yes, thank you. But back to Rom-con, RomanceCon 2025. Yeah, it's going to be in September in Milwaukee, and it's so cool. It's like a multi-day event where you can go and buy a ticket either for like just the Friday or just the Saturday, but they have different featured authors. They have a ton of romance authors. They'll have panels and sessions where you can go and hear about things going on in the industry, or go and ask the writers about their writing process or how they develop their characters, or you know, even I've heard people asking, how did you name them? You know, things like that. And so we've talked about Christina Lauren, Julie Soto. They're some of the featured authors. They do these cool events that can come with, you know, you get like swag bags and stuff, which I love, tchotchkes and things. So that's fun. But like Friday night, they're doing Dine with an Author. So some of the authors have been selected to, you know, go and you can have dinner and they're around and, you know, answering questions and things. And then there's a big like masquerade event, like a ball on Saturday night. And I just think that's so cool. And if we could go to something like
maybe we should go. You know, I'm going to say it. We're really good about traveling to different places and just trying different things and just trying to get experiences. And I think we've never been to Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
We have not. And you know what's right next to Wisconsin? Minnesota.
Jeez. What?
Abby Jimenez. No, we could go buy Nadia cakes and get some of her cupcakes. But No, I just thought that was fun. But like, even I guess my bigger message is just, if you're listening and you're somebody who loves reading or wants to get more into this like book world,
Mm.
go online and search author events in your area. Like, I was searching Dallas Fort Worth author events, and this website came up that had a bunch of different events through different vendors. One of them I thought might be fun for us is like April 17th at the flagship Half Price Books in Dallas. This author, Paige Toon, has a new book coming out called What If I Never Get Over You? And it's like it sounds a little bit like these two people were traveling and separately, and then they met and they kind of abandoned their whole itineraries, and then they were going to meet back up, but then there's some kind of a mishap where they don't meet, and then this time goes by, and like, just sounds very much like up our alley. And that'd be so cool to go and hear her talk about that. Or
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Even just finding out who your local indie bookstores are. We've had several open recently in Dallas Fort Worth, even up in Denton. There've been a couple of like romance only bookstores open. And go see what are their community events. What are they doing, what are they hosting? Go support that. Or if you're a small business vendor, see if you can participate in some type of an event at their bookstore. But just go support those. Just reading a variety of authors. Like I said, we were able to go see Christina Lauren speak last year. They spoke at Half Price Books. We got to go to another event in Arlington that was hosted by Pantigo Books with a group of authors from Forever Publishing. So that was the reason I signed up to go, was because Abby Jimenez was there, but that was where I met Julie Soto. Nisha J. Tooley was there. She wrote Trial of the Sun Queen, which is kind of like ACOTAR meets Hunger Games. So if you're really into like what they call fantasy romance, you could go see her. She just has another new book out right now. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but Farrah Roshan was there. She has a best-selling book called Pardon My Frenchie, and a new one out right now called Bemused, which is like a Disney Hercules retelling. So kind of interesting, but that was just so fun to go and see them and meet them. And just, I think it's so important to read a variety of authors and support authors, like, people of color. These were, several of these were women of color or queer authors or new authors, like us. Like, just go to these events and, get to know these people and what they're doing, and just support the industry. There's just been I think TikTok was a big reason that like Book Talk and just the book industry is just seeing a huge surge right now. And that's so exciting, like, to see people reading whatever makes them happy, whether it's like us with the romance stuff, or if it's historical fiction, or, just nonfiction, anything. Like, just go and support and see what's going on in your area.
I'm excited about that con though, because we've done some cons in the past for music or video gaming or anime for different reasons, friends being in the industry, that kind of stuff. And maybe I went to meet Patrick Stewart once. Don't worry about that part. But I think cons are so much fun in general. You really get to surround yourself with people who
love what you love.
And you can share that love with each other. And
I think it's just a great learning experience when you can go sit in on these panels or sessions or workshops and things. Grab a tidbit. I know here, it might have been this weekend, North Texas Teen Book Festival for teens. Man, I might be too late on that one, but if not, maybe it's next weekend. Years. I know, it's such a fun one, and such a great event for teens and young adults and everybody. So, that's all the advertising for Dallas Fort Worth events. But
can I call a half a second audible here, because I had a thought while we were talking through this.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going to put this on our list of things we need to figure out, but we're going to need an author name.
Oh, what's our pen name?
Like you said, Paige Toon. Like, okay, that's not your name. There's no way you're...
It might be. Don't be calling her out. That might
My
be
name is Paige
name.
Turner. Like, okay.
Okay, I'll have to Google that.
I'm not
We're sorry, Paige, if that's your real name.
I'm not trying to dunk on Paige or anything. I'm just saying it's a very convenient name.
Okay. Do we want a name like that, like Paige Turner?
Maybe we need like a cool, like, corn style name, where it's like something really...
Corn?
Like...
It goes together. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. The hand motion helped.
Yeah, I think we have to cut that out.
You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
We got to have a cool name that...
is intriguing.
Like Christina Lauren, right? Two different people put their names together, yada yada.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be like the V's or something, like
maybe
written by Matt, and then put your name in it?
Real tiny things. Yeah. No.
Matt and Stella.
These are okay. Now my name just got changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are more things that people can send in with suggestions. What should our author pen name be if we don't just list our actual names?
Andrew through. That doesn't work. I'm trying to put our names together, half and half. Matdria.
Yeah.
Let me work on it, okay?
I was gonna say,
like I said, Audible. I'm throwing it out.
My thought was Andrew goes together to make Andrea and Matthew. Name, it is a name. We have a namesake named Andrew. Yeah, but yeah, let's be thinking on our pen name.
Cool.
More in developing our characters, though.
Oh yes.
Thinking we wanted to play this game. We have no idea how it goes. So once again, come along for the ride. It's more of a brainstorm
game, right? Yeah. We want to brainstorm. We want to get our noodle moving. You don't get your noodle moving. That sounds weird. We want to get our brain moving. I'm working on it. I'm workshopping my words today, apparently.
But basically, last time we talked a lot about like character traits we want for our characters, what traits we want them to embody, and so we found this fun like random trait generator online, and so I'm going to press the buttons to generate some random traits, pitch them to Matt, and then he and I together are going to try to come up with
we need a couple plots.
A little plot or a story, because the goal is to then move into using the traits that we've selected for our female lead to try to land on a career for her.
Yes.
So starting with, I've got my random trait generator here.
Number
one, our character, do we want this to be a male or female, or does this matter? Or do we want to see what the traits are?
Female.
Okay. This female, she is unshakable. They could like get hit by a car and they'd just sit there entirely unbothered, like, oh, LOL, man. Well, that's not good, is it? So that's her first trait. Her second random trait, blah, blah, blah. She's daring. She gets a thrill out of taking risks and boldly engaging in new challenges.
Okay.
Maybe like being hit by a car.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's going to break down a skill, a quirk, a hobby, and her main personal struggle. Okay. So her skill, she's really good at solving puzzles. Oh, I like this. And connecting abstract ideas quickly in her mind. Her quirk, because you are all about quirks. She can never get the names of things right and is always mixing up titles of things and calling people 10 different variations of sounds that are vaguely related to their name but are still not their actual name.
Yeah, it reminds me of that movie Love and Lost Time. What was it?
I'm not even.
We're in time.
I'm done telling you. No, it is not that. But yeah, so that sounds a little familiar that she just can't quite get the name right. Her hobby, I'm going to reset this one. It was lighting things on fire, which does go with daring and gets a thrill out of taking risks, but I think I'm going to switch this. I'm going to do that one again. Her hobby is she likes taking care of animals. That's her hobby. But her main personal struggle, she's generally afraid of confronting any negative traits or acknowledging that they may be incorrect or be doing something harmful to others. She has a very strict moral code and standards of how she wants to see herself, so she often ignores truths and is always in denial about everything about herself that doesn't fit her already established self-narrative.
Wow.
So I could change it if that's too much.
No, I mean, let's start there for a second.
Okay.
Because the character you're describing is pretty hard-boiled, like pretty...
Yikes.
No, not like yikes, more like unshakable, like you started with.
Oh, yeah.
This person's daring, unshakable, and they refuse to realize their own negative traits. They're kind of a bulldozer kind of character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm getting bulldozer, but I'm also... The name thing makes me think you need to apply that to something specific, like movies or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought, what if this character was just more comfortable with pets, right? This is an easy go to vet.
Better with pets than people. Yeah.
So then you always know the dog's name, but you never know the parents. Like,
brought it in. Well, it almost
Mark, Matt, whatever.
It almost makes me wonder: does she do the name thing on purpose as a power move? If she is such a bulldozer, is it kind of like
that's interesting. Well, I was wondering if it's more of a power move or more of a you're learning what's important to that character.
Yeah, and it's not. Her brain just doesn't assign it.
That's not important.
Like you said, she knows the dog's name. She doesn't know the owner's name. Because she doesn't care.
She's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. What about the good at solving puzzles and connecting abstract? How would you have that come in?
I mean, that to me is maybe they're not just a vet, but maybe they're a surgeon and they're good with like figuring out internal puzzles
I like
of
it.
pets.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we should come up with like what's the career of this character I've just described. I think a vet would maybe be a good one. I think maybe like a salesperson, somebody in sales who has to be really not pointed, but like, kind of the bulldozer thing of like getting their
like,
ideas through.
They don't get hurt by taking no as an answer.
Yeah.
I can see that.
True.
Okay.
All right. I like it. And then my other thought is who's her match? We're not going to do that right now, but like if we designed her, who's going to be the lead that she meets, her meet cute.
I think he's got to be a little bit of a softie, right?
I think to counterbalance. Yeah.
She's bulldozing, and it's like, it reminds me a lot of, you're going to love this, Friends reference.
Yes. We love a Friends reference.
But when Rachel's dad doesn't leave the tip and he walks off, and then Ross leaves the tip and he gets all upset. It's like that kind of struggle would be, this character would be pushing through bulldozing and whatever through life, and the other one would be kind of half a step behind, just like fixing and tidying things, and keeping things until that person, I guess the ultimate goal for that person then would be to get in front of the bulldozer character.
Yeah.
That way they can clear the way.
Which is what happens in that episode. Ross and the dad end up having to find something to bond over, which was making fun of Rachel. And then that's how they bond and move forward. But yeah, that's good. I like that. I like the idea of them being a little softer until they get to the point of having to.
They figure out the yin and yang.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, you ready for another one?
Yeah, hit me with another one real quick. This is fun.
All right, I like it. We'll see what other people think. Are you having as much fun as we are? Okay. All right. So do you want this one to be a male or female before we start?
I think we got to stay female.
Okay. All right. Her random trait. Her random trait is that she collects dirt. That's is
amazing.
Why that's not under quirk, I don't know. We didn't make this website.
Can you write that down? That is phenomenal. Collects. See, and now that doesn't tell me like collecting sand from different beaches or anything like that. Collecting dirt.
Just collecting
is something
dirt.
Very different.
And I love that it's her trait and not the quirk. Okay, random trait number 2. She's always daydreaming and constantly zoning out in the middle of tasks and conversations. So it tells you a little more about her. I remember we're trying to land on what would this person's career be too. Okay, her skill.
Okay.
I'm going to change it because I feel like it conflicts. This says very observant and aware of their surroundings.
I like that too. I've already got a thread with the 3 you've got there.
Okay. Oh, okay. So what's your thread then? Maybe we'll keep it.
Well, if we're keeping the awareness thing, it kind of worked itself out. I really like this idea because this is an easy one.
Okay, Matt.
You ready?
Still need her quirk and hobby and main personal struggle, or do you just want to go with what you have?
Let me tell you what I have,
okay,
and let's see if we can make it all work. What if she's an archaeologist? It's easy. She collects dirt. That's her thing, like from different sites or something.
Okay.
She is daydreaming and thinking about, like, what would this land be like if there was a brontosaurus walking around or whatever. But she's also very aware of her surroundings because she's like, that used to be a tar pit. That used to be jungle over there. And she's thinking about where fossils would be placed in her environment.
Okay, let's hold on to that and see if the random generator.
Yeah, I like it.
Her quirk. Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun.
Okay.
She's obsessed with scented oils and is always somehow carrying like 10 different little bottles of oil with her at all times. And she'll just randomly offer them to people and be like, oh, you're looking sad today. Here, smell some peppermint oil. And I have a friend who this fits her very well.
Maybe
yes.
Maybe this person is well traveled. And so they have a lot of oils.
And from the world.
Going around.
I like it. Yeah. Okay. And I love my friends. So I'm like, yep, I love that quirk. Her hobby. Oh, I don't know if this fits or not. Painting abstract emotional artwork.
Ooh.
Is she also an artist? I don't know how well that aligns. I could switch it. Her hobby is watching daytime talk shows. I don't know about that. Making elaborate cakes.
I mean, all of these things could work. They would just be archaeologist dinosaur themed.
Getting lost on Wikipedia, reading random stuff for 8 hours at a time.
That's a good one.
That fits her. I like that. And her main personal struggle.
Okay.
Oh, it's kind of long, but I'll summarize it. uses any form of escapism possible to constantly avoid ever actually dealing with any of their problems in life or personal emotions, especially negative ones. So I could see that.
She's living in the past. She's living, she's
Ooh,
living dinosaur life stuff so that she doesn't have to face her true self.
I like that. Are we right? Oh, good. I'm glad we're recording. What if this becomes our book?
Let's
Who
keep it
knows? Okay. Do you want to do another one, or do you want to
I wanna
start talking
name
about
this
our
one,
girl? Oh, here it goes. This is like clowning around.
Okay.
Nothing inappropriate with bones.
Let's go to the next one then.
Okay.
I'm out.
I was worried that's where you were headed.
Boners or something.
I just said
What?
nothing.
I'm saying like that also means like a mistake. Like when you have a boner, you know.
I don't. We don't need to elaborate on this.
Why? What did you think?
Do we have to mark this one as a higher inappropriate rating?
Like, what were you thinking boners was?
Matthew. Okay, moving on. Do we want to do another?
Let's do one more.
One more. Okay, one more, and then we'll talk about our girl. Okay. Let's do a guy this time. Okay. Well, I don't know, because we're going to talk about our girl today, so let's stick with the girl. All right. Random trait number 1. Oh, we already had that one. Ooh, this is me. Is secretly in love with their best friend, coworker, nemesis, or main rival. Just anyone in general that based on their story context, it would be the most inconvenient person for them to be interested in, and they're incredibly awkward and anxious about it. This is me in 10th grade when I was in love with you.
Read again. They're interested in someone.
Just secretly in love with like a best friend, a coworker, somebody that would just be inconvenient for them to be in love with.
Okay.
And that they're really awkward about it.
Okay.
She's super awkward. Okay. Her second random trait is that she has trouble ever taking anything seriously. Treats everything like a joke, always fooling around while working or dodging responsibilities to do fun things instead.
Interesting. Okay.
I think those go together, or should we change it?
I'll keep it because it's a challenge.
Okay. Her skill, she's very intuitive.
That's interesting.
Even though she's always silly, but maybe that's a front for...
yeah. She's throwing up that wall.
It's like you. She's you. Okay, her quirk. She isn't actually very weak, but pretends to be frail all the time, so nobody ever expects anything of her. Like she wants to see what she can get away with. Asking people to open jars for her, peel oranges, Just yeah. Okay. Her hobby? I don't know about this. Peeling vegetables? That's a hobby? I don't know.
Her hobby is peeling vegetables?
We did not build this random generator. It was just something we found in our research.
Not growing vegetables.
Nope, just peeling them.
Not cooking vegetables.
I'm concerned for her.
Okay.
I'm going to switch it. The next one that came up is building electronics.
Oh my.
So does she like...
Okay, sure. I like it.
Okay, and her main personal struggle, before you tell me all about her story. She has a deep fear of not having any influence or impact on the world, and that everything she'll do will be meaningless. So she goes out of her way, sometimes taking unnecessary risks or starting needless conflict just to see the manifestation of the results in the world.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, tell me about her.
This is an easy one.
Okay.
This is an easy one. This is a classic case of that ugly duckling Pygmalion thing we're talking about, where you go from
My Fair Lady. She's all that
nerd to the hottest girl on earth, right? And that's all driven because she's in love with someone inconvenient, maybe a coworker who eats vegetables, I guess.
She's like, let me peel you
some vegetables. I don't know.
I think we changed that, didn't we?
I know, but it's so funny.
We want to keep it. Okay.
And that is her pre thing, is that she's dodging real life and she's all that. But then she has that fear that she's not making an impact in life, right? And so what she does to take that risk, like you mentioned, she creates some sort of mechanical, like what's she good with electronics?
Yeah.
Some sort of like high tech way to change herself.
Oh, okay. Like a sci-fi machine.
Or a sci-fi mask or the Fly style.
Yeah.
Probably not the Fly, but like she uses electronics to make herself into something new.
Okay, I like it.
And then she learns more about.
Okay, yeah. This took a little sci-fi turn. I like it.
The electronics thing is what got us.
Yeah, no, she's a little bit of a nerd. The intuition, she's putting in all the traits and things that she wants to be that she feels she's not.
Which gets back to her trying to see if she can get away with things. She's wearing a literal mask.
And who's her counterpart?
Somebody who's very vegetable based. Let me think.
That's his main trait.
His main thing
loves
is
vegetables.
He's a vegetable farmer.
Yeah.
He eats vegetables. He peels vegetables. He's okay. His name is Gordon because he has gourds. Okay. And yeah, he's got a pumpkin farm.
I like
and that's
it.
she meets him at the pumpkin farm.
But does she eventually learn that it's her true self that he actually loves and not the generated version?
I think so, because he's a farmer. He's down to earth, hands in the dirt. He wants the real you.
Not the AI version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I like
Let me write that one down.
Yeah, right.
You said you liked AI.
TBD, yeah,
like,
okay.
Sci-fi.
All right, well.
Ooh, it's a good warm-up.
That's
Feels
good. I know, I like
Ooh.
that. Your brain is impressive.
I like it.
So we've talked a lot about the traits that we really want for our female lead, and our goal in today's episode is to land on a career for her. And so we talked before, like, I really want her to be empowered and strong-willed. I don't know where I'm getting these from. A little stubborn, hard-headed. I really want her to be like organized and just like a good communicator, like good executive function skills.
Well, she's gonna be a little bit older, so she needs to be a little bit more of an adult, right? Like,
yeah.
So that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just good at managing things, managing people,
managing life, managing.
Yeah, and good with communication and organizing things. Like, I want people to like the plans that she creates. Like, yeah, it's a good plan. I'll go along with it. That's how I want the people around her to feel like they trust her. She's in charge. They know, like, I've got that. She's protective and
responsible,
very responsible, and maybe sometimes too overprotective or like too strong-willed. But I think.
What do you mean strong-willed? Like, give me some positive strong-willed, because my brain goes more stubborn, like you said.
I think just in the sense of,
or like a get it done.
Yeah, like having a gut instinct that like her intuition is correct.
Okay.
Confident and like, that's what I mean. The majority of the time, I do think her plan should be good and people should feel confident about the things that she comes up with. So I say that in a strong-willed way of like, she's good at advocating for the things she believes in and the things she wants, but she chooses her battles. She doesn't fight everything.
Just to be clear, we're not talking flaws or conflict yet. We're just talking about what she like what her.
Yeah, no, but I could see her being a bit of an overthinker, being anxious. Yeah, as when we do start talking flaws and things. But that's just kind of who I think of her to be. So when we talk about that, how we've done our little random.
Does she collect dirt?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't see her being someone who is a hoarder or houses a lot of unusual things with as organized as she is. But in our like random generator game, the goal was to kind of come up with careers, like what would each of those people be doing. Now that we've kind of talked about our female lead and the character traits that we want for her, what are some careers that we feel like match with those traits?
I mean, I think, medical makes a lot of sense.
I love medicine.
And I would say nurse, but the age and the level of responsibility you're kind of building into this character makes me think more of like, senior surgeon,
Yeah, no, I think she's going to have a rank, like maybe she's a charge nurse or something like that. Like, she's definitely ranked up, or she's leading a team in some way. Something. Yeah. Me, I love the idea of medicine, but just thinking too of like other kind of common careers in romance novels and things, we've kind of agreed we want to move away from any kind of like small town, well, not necessarily small town, but like ranchers or cowboys or anything. Rural. Yeah, not so much. Or two, I was not crazy about any kind of like workplace boss, CEO. I know that could be a job for her too, but I don't necessarily want to write about like an office or workspace.
Yeah.
We keep talking about chef. I really like the idea of a chef. Fun. Or baker.
Chef is really fun. I love to cook. That would be a fun one to.
Yeah. I also just don't want to be too, like, sometimes I think that could feel gendered. Like, I don't want to put the woman in the kitchen kind of thing either. Like, I know we have amazing chefs, but like, I'd almost want to flip that and maybe make the guy be our chef, or make him really into cooking and providing in that way. And that's part of his like more nurturing side. It also could just be because I hate cooking.
Yeah. What was the last? I actually quizzed you this week.
I think it's really sexy.
I quizzed you on how to make mashed potatoes this week. You got it right.
I did. I can't. That's the thing. I am capable.
Okay.
It's just not something I enjoy. But I think it's very sexy to have the idea of a man cooking for a woman in our book.
Is
Like,
that why you make me cook in only an apron?
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not why I'd make you
Mm-hmm.
cook in only an apron. No, but I do. That's when you cook for me. That is just one of the times that I feel most cherished and most like cared for. And so, like, I think that if she's this really like strong-willed career woman, whatever, then like I want like that might be the counter to her is
Gotcha.
him providing for her in
him
that
being
way.
more of a provider and a
Yeah.
carer.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I do kind of like the idea of maybe her being like a celebrity or some kind of influencer, you know, like being in a more fast-paced, kind of powerful world.
Yeah, I always like the idea of fame. You know, it adds just another layer.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because we read that other book, with Jason.
Oh yeah, it was an Abby book. Yeah, part
Playlist.
of your world. No, not part of your world. Sorry. Happy Ever After
Happy Ever
Playlist.
After
Yes,
Playlist.
where
Yeah,
the lead guy
that was
is
fun. And it wasn't so much about
singer.
his fame or anything. It was just like that was more the setting a lot of the time. I mean, it was about his fame, but
yeah,
it wasn't written in detail to the point of you would have to know what it's like to be super.
The only thing is, I don't know how many celebrities are managing their own schedule. Like, it makes me almost think like, is she this celebrity's like manager or maybe not personal assistant? I don't know, but like in some way,
like some kind of agent or something.
Yeah, like an agent or something where she's the one planning, organizing, setting up interviews, planning parties.
I mean, that does tick some check boxes of responsible and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun. I think that could be really neat. And I think it makes my heart and brain go straight to name and likeness type stuff to watch out for. But if we're making it all up anyway, it could be like, oh, and this agent, she's a agent for so and maybe another ancillary character is Jim, the guy who balances 1,000 plates on his head at a basketball game. You know,
there's your rodeo clown.
There's a rodeo clown.
Yeah, you'll get him in there.
And
yeah, and I like
Stephanie,
that.
she collects dirt.
I'm really drawn to celebrity stuff. I hate to admit it, but it's a guilty pleasure. I love reading People magazine or following Instagram accounts or
following the royal family.
The royal family, blind items. Like, I would love to write a celebrity into the story, but maybe not have her be our lead or have the celebrity be the lead.
Yeah.
But have her in management of this celebrity. So we're still getting the chaos of that life and like the glam of it.
Because if they're the celebrity, then it's like that's going to be the story.
Yeah.
That's going to be the thing that drives. And that's not it.
But maybe there's pieces to like her having to separate her own life and find her way, as like if she's been so ingrained in developing the life and image of the celebrity, then maybe the story is about her finding her own.
I like that.
Her own life. Yeah, I like that.
Can you tell me a couple of other things that you would say absolutely no to from a career aspect? Like things that you're like, that's either not sexy or
things that just don't interest
you. Or
yeah, I think honestly, the more I think about it, I'm not interested in writing about things that are too close to me as far as career stuff. So, you know, I'm being a teacher and
so the main guy can't be that sexy because you get that all the time.
That's just too close to me.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I just think like I don't necessarily want to write about my own career. I don't think I want to write about like law enforcement or
financial is the other thing in my head that I'm like, I don't
know. And it's not something we know a lot about. Technology, I don't know a lot about that, so I
mean, you just wrote the perfect story about the lady going from you tricking the Gordon guy that we talked about.
Yeah, poor Gordon with the gourds. No, that was you and the random generator that wrote that story. But yeah, those are things that I'm not. I mean, do you have things like that, or are we aligned on that?
No, I'm kind of with you. I could do my career stuff, would be kind of fun at some point. Maybe I could see doing something in the world of advertising, marketing. Like agency people have creatives and they have account people and they have your normal CEO, CFO kind of stuff.
And I think it's interesting. I mean, Mad Men is one of the sexiest shows, you know what I mean? Like, and that is like your career. And so I think that would be fun, especially if we end up having some kind of influencer or celebrity. I think it would be cool to incorporate your knowledge on the advertising marketing side of all that goes into that.
I will say we've talked about it in the past and it's still stuck in my brain about photography for some reason.
Yeah.
Because that's been a long time hobby at yours.
Yeah, I do
for
love
sure.
it. I do love it. Such a beautiful art, and it can look so many different ways, and so much about the perspective of the person behind the camera and what they see as beauty. Or
well, the other thing is what they shoot, right?
Yeah.
Could say anything about it, whether they shoot landscape or wild, skydiving adventures. That's two different kind of photographer, and that lends credence to their personality.
Yeah, that could still creep in there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe that's a side character that gets a spin-off novel.
Yeah. Maybe. Yes.
Our next chapter.
Let's work on the first one.
Right? Okay. Well, let's stick with this. But no, I do really like the photographer. It's something that both of us enjoy. Or just incorporating the art, like the artist piece. Yeah. I think both of us are really creative people and care a lot about that. So yeah, I agree. But can we agree that she will be?
You wanna go back to the influencer stuff, right?
I do, but I don't want her to be the influencer. I want her to be the agent or the manager.
I like that a lot, actually. That really works. That really makes me happy.
Good.
Because there's a lot of fertile ground there.
Maybe the personal assistant or something, but with a lot of like leadership and responsibilities and ownership and things like that.
They've got their stuff together. Yes.
Yeah. And so then on next episode, we can talk about
put that on the board.
Yeah, I like it. Let's stick that up. I like it a lot. Next time, then I want to talk more about our male lead and the traits that we want for him, and then maybe settle on a career for him, because I think he's going to have to be a balance to her. There's got to be.
And I think we're doing the right thing starting with her. She's the core of the story. What's going on with her and her should drive her pair, her match, her.
Yeah, because is it going to be like an odd couple thing where they're just opposites of each other, or does he?
Maybe they're two alike.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he's dead.
I see dead people.
I don't know. Yes, we'll come back and we'll talk more about him next time. Yeah. Perfect.
People let us know. One of the things I thought about is a little segment about like what we're reading right now or what I'm reading. Like I'm going through different books. I've been listening to autobiographies and, reading other romance novels. And so if you'd like a little segment on that, we're just trying to think of things too of like, what are you guys interested in hearing as we develop the book? Because of course, not every episode can be all about the book.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of development that needs to happen. And in writing, like when we get in that phase, it's going to be working on chapter 4. And I think going forward, we can focus on, I think there's 10 beats that I've identified that I think if we can lock those 10 story beats down.
Oh, of like the plot development.
Plot development piece.
Points of
Yeah.
You slipped into writer speak on me. That's not my my background.
Please keep me honest.
What is what do you mean by story beats?
So simple stuff from the meet cute all the way through their triumphant
and the conflict
and the conflict in the middle and the will they won't they in the middle, all that kind of stuff. And if we can identify those 10 and put them on the board or on the wall, and then we can start to break down each one of those into that piece probably won't be on the podcast, I don't think. But if we can get the 10,
I know we got to keep some surprises.
I know, that's the other thing.
How much do we share?
We're gonna have to get cool headshots for the bio. I don't know. But can I wear like a smoking jacket, like a pipe or something?
Maybe we'll hire a photographer and then he'll become a character.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I'm excited. A smoking jacket? My brain just processed that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Cheerleader's outfit, is that better?
Whatever makes you happy.
Okay.
I would just, I guess, like it to feel, be in the feel and theme of the book in some way. So
sombrero, cowboy hat.
Just keep the brains.
I could dress like Sherlock Holmes.
You keep thinking on that, but I'm so glad that we settled on a career for our girl. She's going to be some kind of manager to a influencer, celebrity, something. Next week we're going to talk about our male and what his traits and career are going to be, and maybe how they're going to interact. What's going to be the
and
way
what you're reading. I think next week would be fun.
We'll talk a little about what I'm reading. But if y'all are interested in hearing more about author events or conventions happening around the country,
there's a million ways to talk to us now.
I know.
We've got an Instagram and a TikTok that are both Our Next Chapter podcast. And we also now have, as of this week, a website, which you mentioned earlier. So our next chapter
podcast.com.
Yes.
And you can sign up for our future newsletter. And
you can send us a note. There's a contact form on there. You can just send us an email that way, or email us at ournextchapterpod
at gmail.com.
Yes, so please, the more feedback we get, the better, we can shape the show for you guys, and also helps us build the story out. So if you've got story ideas or people or things that you want to reference, we'll definitely bring them to the show and kind of chat them
Absolutely.
out.
Or if there's authors you want us to highlight, like we
Yeah.
can't tell you how much y'all's encouragement and
Yes.
feedback has just like it just makes our day, makes our week, brings so much joy to our lives just to get the texts and the emails and the messages through
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and things and just your responses there. We can't thank you enough for listening and responding and just letting us know what you think. But yeah, if there's an author that you absolutely love that you'd like to see us highlight or talk about, or any ideas or suggestions you have, please send them our way because we love it. But
Yeah, that's it.
thank you so much. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.